All right, guys, now let's continue going down the aspects. So these are the parts you just want to make sure you've kind of dug into it at a pretty granular level. Letter C, take inventory. You know, when you think about legacy or fruit, I mean, think about sustainability or a resource, you got to think about, well, what is inventory? What do I have that I've got to develop that I want to get passed down? Well, first is our character, and, you know, we've got to talk about the 4 R's. And, you know, at the time of this video, the organization, the TLP organization, is working very hard. I hope by the time you see this, it's out on some kind of a metric. We're really excited about it. I hope it's out. That's going to help you go, what is my level of development? My level of development on the 4 R's. How am I doing in the area of the first R, for example, in relationship? Need-based attachment. You know, some people are, you know, a 1 in relationship, meaning I don't know my feelings and I don't know your feelings. I can't even talk about feelings. I don't have feelings and I don't know how to relate to other people. That'd be a 1. Or maybe you're a 5. I have lots of attunement. I have lots of access to my own emotions. I know what I need. I know what I need emotionally. I know what you need emotionally, relationally. I can use relationship to fill up the nutrients and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to help you with that. You can do it more organically right now and for purposes of this didactic. But you got to measure that. You know why? Because your character has a wake. You know, I live in California, right? So I love the whole boat world, and boats are on water, and when you have that boat, it leaves a wake. And so your character is going to have a wake, not only in those people we talked about earlier, but for generations. So I don't want people to say, for you, yeah, they had this big bad judge in their head, the 3rd R, about the one about reality and dealing with negative reality. They had this bad judge, and they were sort of hard on themselves, too much hard on themselves. I had to deal with that horrible judge, or they kind of were mean to me because they judged me, and it was awful. They couldn't talk about real things, and they couldn't talk about problems. It was awful. I want to have a good wake, and people go, boy, you know, the way he dealt with negative things, he was honest with himself about negative things and failure, but he was nice and warm. It was nice to be about mine. I want to have a good wake here. So you got to be able to judge how you're doing your character, because this is what you want to work on. This is what TLP, you know, we work on business a lot, leadership a lot, but we also know that business and leadership are fundamentally affected by your internal world. So I got to know what the 4 R's are and where I am in them so I can work them, because I want it to be a good, healthy place for how I affect other people. You've been affected by people who had bad fruit in the 4 R's, and you probably better recover from it. We don't want that. And the second is for resources. And resources means anything from your assets money-wise to time to energy to people, and, you know, hard assets like buildings and equipment. And these are the main things when you look at assets. What are your resources? Money, time, energy, people, hard assets. What do I got to work with? Because it's sort of like, the way I look at it, like this is the car and this is the engine or the fuel. And I'm sorry, this is the fuel for the car, because when your character is sort of like gives you the gasoline to drive all this. So it puts the money in the right places and makes you accountable for your time, so you're pretty effective in your time. You don't waste time. And you got good energy, you feel good about yourself, you feel good about life, take care of yourself, and the people in your life love you and they perform at high levels and you love them. And the hard assets, you know what to do, what to sell, what to buy, from M&A stuff to just taking care of your office. So make sure you've taken inventory, because that's how you know, okay, I'm really not taking care of this part, or I'm letting other people take care of this. It's not important enough, or it's too important, or it's chaotic, or whatever. Then letter D, create a legacy vision. And a legacy vision, basically the idea is, this is something I want you to write down. I think it'd be a cool homework assignment, and you and your director figure out if that's something you want to do. But I've done it. I like things great. And I'm just going to say it this way. Here's a template that I have for you. You can tweak it, but I said this is the template. When I die, something we write, when I die, I would like my engagement in the areas of X, Y, Z to provide lasting impact for a better world. And in these areas, I would like to see fruit manifested in the following ways on some ongoing basis. Let me just say it again. When I die, I would like for my engagement in the areas of X, Y, Z family, organization, leadership, service, blah, 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 to provide lasting impact for a better world. And in these areas, XYZ, I would like to see fruit manifested in the following ways on some ongoing basis. I would like to see in my organization that we continue as we are for many years to come, and we're making 18% profit to be able to throw off what we need to throw off, and keeping hundreds of employees employed gainfully, and that they're happy, and you know what I'm saying, that the fruit is like what we're doing with what we have. And one little caveat here, or not a caveat, but just kind of to think about, is just go one gen further. And I'll say 1 to 2 if you're a grandparent and you're looking at these issues. 1 to 2 gens further. It's hard to say with people you don't know and all that. We want to go for 20 generations. Well, I work with a lot of long-term family legacy families of business, and there's a limit to how long anything lasts. Some have lasted for many years. I studied the longest one in the world is a company in China, family business in China. But just think 1 to 2 generations further, and I would like to see, my current employees or the people that come after them or my children or grandchildren to have this kind of life and this sort of thing. So go at least 1 generation, don't go a million generations. So that's the question. So here's what I want you to engage with now in your discussion. Talk about your XYZs with this template I just read out to you and the type of fruit you want to have. Now your brain's going to start engaging because, see, God made the brain in the neuroscience world, God made the brain to be interested in success. The brain wants to do things right. The brain wants to be meaningful. So now your brain's thinking, okay, there's some things that I want to make sure happen, which means I might have to change some behaviors now. Spend more time on this, spend less time on that. So I have a good discussion about that. And now we're kind of putting some feet on this, and we'll be right back.